What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So, it's been a while, but I got someone here with me.
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there.
We're back together again. I'm here at his new apartment that he talked about in the video. We're here hanging out for a couple hours, gonna film a video.
What are we talking about first? Yes, we said first.
So, Wrestlemania is coming up
Really quick.
real quick within the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do 2 videos. In this one,
Bottom 10 Wrestlemanias?
yeah, the 10 worst Wrestlemanias.
I'm not ready for
So
this, actually.
a few years ago, him and I, we ranked every Wrestlemania worst to best in our opinion.
And then we keep updating it?
Yes, we updated it for Mania 35 and 36. And in this video here, we're going to talk about the 10 worst. And then in the next video, we will talk about the 10 best.
I'm ready for this.
So I've got the list here on my phone.
Okay, let's start with number 10.
The worst WrestleMania of all time.
No, we're starting with 10.
Oh, 10?
And
Okay.
before, like...
Okay, let's see here. I gotta figure this out and which one it is. Okay. Number 10. It's actually number 27 on our full
But yeah.
list, but
Yeah.
WrestleMania 6.
Yeah, it was just a... It was... Don't get me wrong. Hogan Warrior was good.
It was good.
But I don't remember anything else on that show.
Yeah, I watched Mania 6 twice, I think, but the most recent time was like 4 years ago.
I've watched every single WrestleMania at least 3 times. I remember.
Yeah, I've seen every Mania, almost every Mania twice. But
6, okay, that one match is the reason it's not lower, but I still think
Yes.
that one match does put it.
oh, definitely.
Yeah,
It
that's
does.
literally it.
Yeah.
Next,
Up next, number 9, or actually number 28. The one before that, WrestleMania 5.
yeah, 5 had again one match. That's a problem with the earlier WrestleManias. I feel like the problem with earlier WrestleManias is the fact that they're usually one match shows, and most of the people in that generation didn't like to lose.
Yep. Yeah, because I mean, you got the Hulk Hogan Macho Man Randy Savage match, which is
Not as good as the Ultimate Warrior match.
no, but it's still the best match on the show, and it's still very good. But like besides that, like I own this Mania on DVD,
I don't remember a damn thing besides
and like wasn't this like also Andre the Giant's like final Mania match?
that. That was a good thing too. I kind of guess the match sucked though.
Yeah, but I think it was Andre's final Mania match because I don't think he was at Mania 6.
No, I think he died too after.
Yeah, but yeah, there's not much to say. Once we do the next video with the top 10 best,
There's gonna be a lot more to say.
we'll do a lot more like rambling, and I wouldn't be surprised if that video's a lot longer.
Oh,
Coming in next,
the first WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania 1.
It's a fucking mess. It's such a mess.
it is, but for the time,
It was. It worked.
yeah, and for that time in '85. Like, they never had a pro wrestling show like that before.
No.
So at the time, it wasn't bad. But now, almost 37 years later, it's like,
They're
okay.
not done in every conceivable way.
Yes, there's so much more.
It suffers from something us gamers know as first game syndrome. It laid the foundation, but when you go back to watch it, it's not good.
Yes.
So it does suffer from first syndrome, pretty much.
But as I stated before off camera, every WrestleMania, good or bad, has at least one great match that we would go back and watch.
It's the
What
the
was
main
it?
event.
Yes. Which was Hulk Hogan and Mr. T versus
Piper and Orndorff.
yes. Why?
I don't understand it.
Up next, though, the most recent one so far
on this list?
that we'll be talking about in this video.
Please tell me.
WrestleMania 15. So,
I remember more matches from the show, but
Yes.
for the wrong reasons.
I actually just watched this Mania back 2 not long ago, within the last, month.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's the main event that's the best thing about the show.
Yes, but it's not the best Rock and Austin match.
No, it's like their weakest.
It's best match on the show, but it's not the best Rock and Austin match.
I think this one puts lower for me are the endings to some of the matches and the wrong people winning.
Oh, definitely. Because, we don't talk about the cell match between Taker and Big Boss Man. As big of an Undertaker fan as I am.
Yeah, fuck. Sucked. The match sucked too.
It did. But, as big of an Undertaker fan as I am, I don't like talking bad about The Undertaker, but that's just terrible.
It was fucking terrible.
Probably.
The worst thing The Undertaker's ever done.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, moving on.
After 15.
WrestleMania 4.
It was one big tournament, I
Okay,
guess.
so I will say this. I love tournaments in pro wrestling.
I can give or take them.
I love them.
They're fine.
I just do not like one entire tournament taking place over one full show.
Mm-hmm.
Split it up over a couple weeks. Because, as great as Randy Savage is, did he really deserve to wrestle 4 times on that show?
I mean, it made sense for his character.
It
For him
did.
to go all the way and Ted DiBiase to go.
Yeah, but did we still actually, need it? No.
Yeah. And it just was a boring show. A lot of the matches were short, and they were just bad.
Yeah. Up
Okay.
next, WrestleMania 2.
3 different arenas.
Yeah. And,
None of the matches were good to me. They were average at best.
I mean, the main event steel cage match, probably the best match, but still not great.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't have much to say about 2.
I don't
It's just
either.
meh.
Okay, now this next one, WrestleMania 32.
You would want to change. I like
Yes.
exactly where it is.
I just watched this Mania back, actually a few days ago, and I do feel like it deserves to be in this bottom 10, but I don't think it deserves to be bottom 4.
I think it does. I think it does.
Because,
Now that I think about it, it kind of does deserve to change. But we're not changing anything.
I mean, there were, great things
No.
in it. The women's triple threat match was amazing.
Wrong person won.
Yes, but it was still a great match.
The ladder match.
Yes,
In retrospect, the wrong person won.
Yeah, but it was great to see Zack Ryder finally
Lost it.
win the IC title.
Fucking immediately.
Yes, he did lose it on Raw, but it was still a great moment to see.
Sure, but it didn't make sense for him to win.
I mean, you think the main event is the worst main event in Mania history.
I do think it's the worst.
I don't. We will get to the one that I think is.
Because it took a half a fucking hour. And nobody gave a shit. It was boring. I literally did not care. I was playing my DS the whole time. Because I didn't even care. There was nothing exciting in that whole fucking match. Because I don't give a shit. And that's... If I don't give a shit about it, how am I gonna like it? At least with the one you think is the worst. There were some moments I actually kind of liked it and they were kind of interesting. It's just that the rest of the show was terrible. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will get to that.
Yeah.
Up next.
Also, let's talk about other bad things. Like the next WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 27.
Do we even need to say why this show is so low? Do we have to? Do I have to talk about... Please don't make me talk about Miz versus John Cena again.
I mean, if you want to.
Do you want to complain first, or do I have to?
I mean... I don't know.
It took you long. I'm going to talk about it. Why?
So, at the time, I didn't like The Miz as WWE champ.
I did.
Now, 10 years later, looking back, I understand how great it was and how much he deserved the title. But at the time, I didn't like it.
I did.
But that main event.
The match was terrible the way it ended. I like that they didn't end the WrestleMania on that.
I remember watching Raw back then and just being kind of excited that the match was happening because I liked the build-up and the booking to the match.
The match.
But the match itself, no.
Edge Del Rio was underwhelming.
It was.
Taker
and Triple H.
It's their weakest one.
It is. Best match of the show, though, probably.
You know what? In retrospect, I wouldn't put 27 this low. Because at least there were a couple matches I kind of liked.
Yeah.
Too. Because I didn't think the world title match sucked. I think the Triple H match was good. I liked Orton, CM Punk.
Oh, yeah, that match happened.
Yeah, in retrospect. But that main event drags it down. The mixed tag match drags it down. The fucking Nexus... No, the Core. Same fucking thing.
I forgot about the
fucking
Core
thing. And then that ragtag team. Because I didn't care. Those matches do drag it down.
Yeah.
I hated most of those matches. And hating something is worse than just being meh to something. I think that's why this is lower than, 2 and 1 and 5. Because I just didn't remember. Because meh. They're not atrocious. They're just meh.
Yep.
Next.
The second from last. WrestleMania 9.
Yep. Everyone knows why 9's down this low. It's a mess. It's bad. The main event sucked. I don't think there was a good match on that show.
Undertaker Giant Gonzalez was terrible.
I don't think there was a good match on that show, to be honest.
I mean, Shawn Michaels Tatanka was okay.
Yeah. Was it?
It's not terrible. There's worse matches on the show.
That ending, though, is the main reason we wanted this low.
Yeah.
I hated it as a kid. As a little kid, I'm like, why? This Bret Hart guy seems so cool. Who the fuck is this Hulk Hogan guy?
I mean, so I understand putting the title on Yokozuna.
That makes sense. Don't make him fucking lose it immediately.
Exactly. But anyway, moving on.
Number 1. We all know what number one is.
The worst WrestleMania of all time, in our opinion,
is WrestleMania 11.
Mania 11.
It's not even a debate anymore why this show's terrible.
This is where I feel is the worst main event of all time.
I don't think it is. I think it's the best celebrity match in WrestleMania history.
Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow. So I'm not against having other celebrities in pro wrestling.
You just didn't win the main event.
I just don't make someone who's not fully trained be in the main event of the biggest pro wrestling show of the year.
I feel like I know why they did it, because they knew Shawn Michaels was going to do something fucking stupid, because Shawn Michaels in the 90s was a giant prick.
Yeah, but
he did botch that fucking powerbomb. We'll get to that piece of shit.
Yeah, but
that match sucked, but it was the best thing on the show, I guess, if you want to call it a high point.
Yeah.
And the main event, I don't think it was the worst.
See, so I wouldn't have minded it, if they moved matches around, if the Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam match took place earlier in the show, then I wouldn't be trashing it so much. But the fact that it's the main event of the biggest show of the year, and you have someone who's not even a pro wrestler be in that match, why? What's the point to that?
Ticket sales.
But you'd sell tickets even if it's not the main event.
No point.
So, what's the point of making it the main event?
The match wasn't atrocious.
From an entertainment wrestling standpoint, no. It wasn't. But
you're just frustrated.
Yeah, I am.
You're very frustrated.
Although the match, this other match I'm going to talk about wasn't
bad,
great either.
It was not.
But Undertaker's entrance
was cool.
Was great. That's like one of the few good things about this show. I'm a big Undertaker fan.
The Diesel Shawn Michaels match was passable.
Yeah, I could tolerate watching that match
That powerbomb
a couple times.
The jackknife sucked. You could tell.
Yeah,
Shawn Michaels
the
did that on
power
fucking
bombs
purpose.
suck, but everything else is still not great. But I could at least tolerate watching it a few times.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Worst WrestleManias.
that was the 10 worst WrestleManias in our opinion.
Are they bad? Yes, they're bad.
Yes.
Don't watch any of the shows.
If you agree with our 10, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too.
Just let us know what you
Yeah.
would change, pretty much.
But in the next video, will be way better.
Because I actually get to be happy.
Yes, because we're talking about the top 10 best in our opinion.
Yay! Because
I'm getting excited.
I like good things in wrestling, and
Yes.
I'm not having any of it right now.
Yes.
Not even like legit, but that's
Yeah. But, oh well. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.
Okay.